weather forecast. And the weather forecast is brought to you by our good friends at the Weather Channel, where you can always get the latest weather information courtesy of weather.com on your computer. Incidentally, there's a link to the nationwide weather forecast on my website, tinyurl.com/Gunther's House or Gunther Mobile.
Winter weather warning right now. Here's a live look at the Fox 6 snow stick. This is out on the weather dick.
And it looks like wet weather will continue to linger in parts of the country for this Tuesday. And we'll start off in the south. The remnants of Hurricane Ingrid will slowly move into the mountains of northern Mexico, keeping a broad easterly flow across southern Texas. Scattered tropical showers and thunder showers will be embedded within the easterly flow across the southern part of Texas through tomorrow. Rainfall amounts up to 3 inches are possible through tomorrow. A deep easterly flow also blows across central and southern Florida into the upcoming weekend. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are likely each day, with rainfall of 1 to 3 inches possible. Isolated to scattered showers and thunder showers are also possible near the southeast coast. Cooler air pushes into the southeast with highs in the mid-70s to mid-80s in the Carolinas, Georgia, and the eastern half of Tennessee. It will still be hot with highs in the 90s from Alabama to central Texas. Highs will stay in the 80s in the west and south Texas. In the northeast, high pressure dominates that region with sunny skies and cool temperatures. Highs will only be in the 60s to lower 70s after a chilly start. Tonight, the mercury drops once again with the lows in the 30s and 40s over the interior and in the 50s along the coast and near the big cities. Warmer air gradually builds into the region during the second half of this week, with highs climbing back into the mid-70s to lower 80s. Here in the Midwest, a warm front pushes eastward from the plains through the Midwest today and tomorrow. Showers and thunderstorms are likely along the boundary both ways. Today, the rain is expected in east Nebraska, east Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, and southwest Wisconsin and west Illinois. Tomorrow, the rain is possible from the Mississippi Valley to the Ohio Valley and Great Lakes. High temperatures east of the warm front remain in the 70s with 80s west of the front this afternoon. Tomorrow afternoon, highs will be in the 70s and 80s in the Great Lakes and Midwest, and the 80s to lower 90s in the Plains and Mississippi Valley. Finally, out west, only isolated thunderstorms are expected in Colorado and New Mexico, giving the region one day to dry out. A strong disturbance producing showers and thunderstorms throughout the Northwest and Northern Rockies. Today drops through the Rockies tomorrow. Scattered heavier showers and thunderstorms are possible in Colorado and New Mexico as the disturbance passes by. Locally heavy downpours could produce some spotty additional flooding. Behind this disturbance, it will turn dry again for late week and the weekend. High temperatures will be in the 60s and 70s, with the showers and thunderstorms in the Northwest and Northern Rockies. Elsewhere, highs will mostly be in the 70s and 80s, except the deserts where it will be in the 95 to 110 degree range. And that is a brief look at the weather forecast on this Tuesday. All right, it's time for celebrity birthdays for the 17th day of September as we roll on. So play the music, maestro.
Damn it, Jim, what the hell's the matter with you? Other people have birthdays. Why are we treating yours like a funeral?
Balls, I don't want to be lectured.
And before I get into the celebrity birthdays for today, if you're celebrating a birthday, happy birthday. And a special birthday wish goes out to my very dear friend Tammy, who is celebrating her birthday today. And hope you're having a great day, and wish you all the best, and hope to catch up with you sometime soon. You happen to share birthdays with these people. Former U.S. Supreme Court Justice David Souter is 74. Comedian Rita Rudner is 60. Kyle Chandler of Friday Night Lights, an early edition, is 48. And Matthew Settle of Gossip Girl is 44. And those are the celebrity birthdays for this Tuesday. And with birthdays, of course, we always go back in time. And we'll do that in just a moment with the Associated Press for Today in History. Right now, though, Let's all gather around the DeLorean and go back in time, shall we? Take a look on this date in history. We find that on this date in 1920, the National Football League was organized, or maybe it was formed, but not very well organized. And it's Constitution Day, previously known as Citizenship Day. It commemorates the signing of the Constitution on this date in 1787. 39 founding fathers with a wild dream. It all began on this date in 1787. And now with more of Today in History, let's go to the Associated Press for some overmodulated levels, shall we?
September 17th, 1862. What's considered the single bloodiest day in American history takes place during the Civil War. That's when Union forces repel a Confederate invasion of Maryland in the Battle of Antietam. More than 20,000 soldiers on both sides are either killed, captured, wounded, or end up missing during the 12-hour battle. 1787. In Philadelphia, the Constitutional Convention completes work on the U.S. Constitution. The new charter for the new nation takes effect after a majority of the then 13 states ratifies it the following year. 1978. In Washington, a major breakthrough for Mideast peace at the White House. That's where Israeli Prime Minister Menachem Begin and Egyptian President Anwar Sadat signed the Camp David Accords. The agreement provides a framework for the first peace treaty between Israel and one of its Arab neighbors. 1923.
Say, hey, good looking, what you got cooking?
Hank Williams, the singer and guitarist, who remains one of the giants of country music, is born in Alabama. And 1972, MASH, the sitcom set at a U.S. Army hospital during the Korean War, begins an 11-season run on CBS. Today in History, September 17th. Camille Bohannon, The Associated Press.
There's an old Vulcan proverb. Only Nixon could go to China.
Nurse, I need you to apply pressure to the head wound until I can get to it. I'm concerned she's lost too much blood.
Oh, no.
You in the corner, who are you? You're not supposed to be here.
She's my girlfriend, Doctor.
You need to wait out in the waiting room.
Please, Doctor, I want to stay with her.
Look, she's been badly injured. So if you want to do what's best for her, you need to let us do our work.
Please, Doctor, she has to be okay. I didn't mean to do this. I love her.
Wait a second. You were the driver?
Yes, but I didn't mean to. I swear, we went to dinner. I was just buzzed. I only had a few drinks.
Just buzzed? Why didn't you tell us that? In that case, your girlfriend is fine.
Hey, sweetie. I feel great. You want to get out of here?
I can't believe this. Really, Doctor? She's really okay?
What, are you kidding? No, not really. Nurse, get me a suture kit. Stat.
Buzzed driving. Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, the Ad Council, and this station.
Confessions of a Potentially Perfect Parent, brought to you by AdoptUsKids.org.
Okay, here goes. I know more about cooking dinner for a party of 12 than I do about packing a lunch for a 12-year-old. I know kids like things like PB&J, pigs in a blanket. Oh, and fish sticks. They do love fish sticks. Fillets I get, but sticks? What part of the fish does the stick come from? I know I can read a cookbook that'll tell me how to make a red wine reduction, but where are the cookbooks that can teach me how to cut the crusts off bologna sandwiches? Oh, maybe we can compromise on mac and cheese. Can you make that with brie? Everybody likes brie, right?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to push your food around their plate. Call 1-888-200-4005 or visit adoptuskids.org for more information. This message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Studio 26 on this Tuesday morning, 17th day of almost 1972. Okay, it's 2013. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize that MASH debuted on the very same day that my dear friend Tammy was born. That's pretty cool. My claim to fame? Well, let's see. Led Zeppelin 4 was released the same week that I was born. Yeah, I think it debuted that Tuesday prior to my birth, but I don't remember anything else of significance. Well, we'll have the World News Roundup from CBS Radio for you in a few seconds, as well as the popular tweets of the day. What's on TV tonight? Right now, though, send things over to the market desk and find out what's going on in the world of markets. So stick around. You're listening to First Cup.
Will policymakers starting today actually carry out the financial phrase of 2013, tapering the stimulus? From 8 p.m. in New York, I'm David Brancaccio with a global perspective on business and economics. The guardians of interest rates and economic stimulus begin their two-day meeting in Washington today. Is this the week the tapering begins? The Federal Reserve's mandate is to safeguard American jobs and keep U.S. inflation at bay. But what the Fed does can change life overseas. First of all, in Europe, where central bank stimulus also will have to be ratcheted back at a time when the financial crisis isn't fully over there, and emerging market countries also feel a pinch. James Knightley is senior international economist at ING in London. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, for emerging markets, this is quite complicated what the U.S. Federal Reserve may be doing in the coming months or year, because currencies are affected and currencies are going down in some very important economies.
That's right. A lot of what we've seen over the last few weeks and months as well is a significant weakening in these emerging market economies, because emerging markets have been a real beneficiary in the global financial crisis in terms that they have been relative outperformers in terms of growth and in terms of asset markets as well. So they've been attracting a lot of investor flows. Now we're starting to see policy being normalized in the US and to a lesser extent Europe. Then home investor bias comes back into it. People start to want to pull their money back into their home markets of, say, the US and Europe, and that's leading to a weakening of these currencies. Now, that creates problems in that emerging markets tend to import much more goods and services, i.e. food and such like.
And, James, it makes it a lot more expensive to import those goods.
Exactly. So therefore you start to see a hit to living standards in these countries, and that presents political risks for these countries as well. It makes populations a little bit more restless if they can't afford what they've been getting used to being able to afford. So there are significant implications for some of these emerging markets.
I'm thinking of India when you're telling this part of the story.
Yes, I mean, we've seen a dramatic weakening in the Indian rupee, over 13%, and that because, of course, it imports all its energy, and so therefore you've seen a dramatic increase in energy costs. You've seen a dramatic increase in other imported raw material costs as well, and that presents significant hardships for the people at large.
James Knightley, senior international economist at ING in London. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Now let's check the stock markets. The key stock index in Shanghai fell 2% today. The FT100 in London is down 0.4%. Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ futures are all down modestly at the moment. Published reports say banking giant J.P. Morgan Chase has agreed to pay about $800 million to various sets of Washington agencies to settle the cover-up of its huge trading loss last year, the one involving the London employee whose trades were so big they used the Las Vegas term for huge gambler, the whale. The U.S. Census today is coming out with numbers on what Americans typically earn, median income. in a way that'll answer who is the middle of the middle class today. For those at the